Brought to you by Dragon's Den.
Hey gamers, Kevin here at Dragon's Den. Remember, I'm the front house manager here. Today I got a special treat for you guys. I'm here with Graham Cranfield. He's a local game designer in the Richmond, Virginia area. And he's brought his game, Hero's Journey Home, which is a pretty cool card game about some heroes trying not to get robbed on their way home from some adventures, if that's right.
It is. So what the game's about is it takes place right at the end of a great journey. The adventurers have defeated an enemy, they've got their magical item as a prize, and they're trying to get back home with it without getting destroyed and killed by all the monsters on the way. There are, there's 15 different adventurers, there's 10 different quests, 10 different quest items. There's a lot of replay value. You can go back many times to play, many times through. But basically, the idea is that you're trying to get home. And it's for 1 to 2 players. You can play it solo, works really well. With 2 players, you can play with 3 maybe, but best 1 to 2. And so now we can get into, if you want to look at the setup, see how the game's set up and played. So there are 5 decks. There's spells, there are quests, quest items, adventurers, and the journey cards. And then there is money. And use money to buy items, cast spells, that kind of thing.
Well, that's the most important thing in life, right?
Yes, it really is, And there's a lot of it, so you never run out. So to start the game, you have to pick the quest that you completed. There's 10 that come with the game, and they all have a point value associated with them. This one is 16 points. It is the North Wind. And you use those points to buy adventurers. And the adventurers, there's 15. They have point values from 1 to 15. And so basically your adventurers have to add up to the point value on the quest card. So we can take out our adventurers. We'll take out, let's see, a time traveler who's 14 points, and a bard who's 2 points. That gives us our 16 points, and our adventurers for the game. With each quest, you get the associated quest item. In this case, it's the Cloak of the Seven Seas, which is a special magical cloak. And you assign the quest item to one of your adventurers, and this is it right here. And then once you do that, these are all good for the game. These are done. You're just using these basically for the setup. The adventurers, the ones you don't use, go off to the side. They'll just be drawn throughout the game. And you have your setup here, and you have your quest item here assigned to your bard, and you have your time traveler. Everybody starts with hit points, with 3 hit points, not full 6. Because they've just finished their quest and they're having to get back home and get powered up again. If you have a spellcaster in your party, there's 10 spells you can choose from, and those cost points to cast. Right now I don't, but I'll probably end up with 1 before the game ends. So you put these off to the side because they'll probably end up being used. The main part of the game is the quest, the journey deck, which is all the places you go, all the monsters you fight, all the items that you can buy, and the home card, which is the card that ends the game, and it means you win if you draw it. And you shuffle that card into the bottom half of the deck, and then you get going. You get 200, they call it paper gold, it's just the form of the money in the game. You get 200 per person, per adventurer, so with this one you get 400 to start with, and the money also goes off to the side to be used. And then you get your bonus die, which is a measure of your party's effectiveness. When you defeat monsters, the bonus die increases, and you can use that value in combat to increase your combat power. That is the setup, and the rest of the game is drawing the journey cards. This one is the Sirens. You initiate combat at that point. You give them their hit points, which in this case they have 6. And you then use the calculations on the back of the rule book to determine the rolls you need to hit them. Combat goes basically from lowest card to highest. So in this case, it'd be the Bard would attack, then the Sirens attack, then the Time Traveler attacks, and each adventurer has a special ability they can use rather than attacking, or sometimes it just takes effect when things happen to them. It makes each adventurer different, so not necessarily the highest power card is the best. Sometimes the low value ones are also good to have. The enemies also, the monsters, they have their own special abilities. And that's it. You know, you kind of go around, you fight, go back and forth, you get rewards for defeating enemies. You, Enchantress, Green Knight. I think this deck has been stacked. There we go. There's a place. An island. So you just kind of wait on an island. Things happen, these places, people, and you're basically just trying to survive. And that is the game. It's about balancing your spells, balancing your money, items, your characters, and just trying to get back home.
So just a few questions here, just because I'm curious for myself. So you mentioned that you'd be able to get new adventures throughout the game.
Right.
What is a scenario in which you would get a new adventure?
So in some of the locations, say there's a city, for example, you might get one that just joins up with you. You draw one from the deck, and they join with a certain number of hit points. If it's a spellcaster, you draw spells for them. Say you came into a town, and the wizard, was the card you drew. And you'd get him, and then you would draw, you just choose 3 spells that you want to go along with him. And spells are a special attack in the game, obviously, and they cost either money or hit points or values of your bonus die to use. And you only get to use them once, and so it's another resource that you really have to manage. When do you want to cast a spell? Do you have the resources to pay for it? It's not just something that makes them all powerful.
Cool. And another thing I just want to mention to people is all this artwork, correct me if I'm wrong, is hand drawn by you. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not, it's cleaned up some on the computer, but it was all hand drawn, pen and ink, scanned, put on the cards. It's not, computer art. It's all just my hand drawn pen and ink drawings.
I mean, I think it's great. I think, honestly, there's a reason to buy it just there. It's just for the artwork on the cards.
Yeah, it's very attractive. So. It's very attractive just to own as a piece of art.
So, cool. Let's talk about how we can get the game, and then we'll go over some other questions I might have.
Sure.
So I know what you're really asking is where can I get this great game? Well, in the local area, we're the only game store that has it currently. But that's not the only place you can get it. Don't worry if you're not local. Graham also has a website, which is...
Oh, it's artsic.com/Hero's Journey Home, all one word. It's there. It's just really big.
We'll have it flashing at the bottom.
Yeah. It's just a big buy now button. It's all PayPal. It's really easy. So yeah, if you're not in the area, you can get it there. It's all priority mail. It comes to you really fast.
So, and we do intend on getting a demo copy for the store. Right now, all the copies we have are for sale, but we'll have a demo copy pretty soon, and we'll gladly demo the game for you guys. Anything else?
No, I mean, it's great. This is my first game. I'm really proud of it. Really happy with the way it turned out. Everyone seems to like it. All the artwork, really nice. The gameplay, everyone says really smooth. Very happy with it. A lot of play testing went down. So, check it out. Play a demo, and that's it.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
The sequel you're working on.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, I'm working on expansions. Yeah, I'm working on 3 expansions at the same time. The first one hopefully will be done this fall, and that one will come out, and that's going to add more. That's going to add like races to the game, gods, more of all different types of cards. So this starts out with 90 cards, and I'm working on another 45 now that'll be in the game. So it'll be like a 50% increase when the first expansion comes out. So we don't wait, but that's what's going to happen in a few months.
We'll have that too. So
yeah, it'll also happen.
Can you get the art, like prints of your art?
Not currently.
You should do that.
I should. That's a good idea.
Because I mean that's one of the main draws of the game.
Yeah, technically these are very small prints. These are
but I mean,
no, not actual. Like,
I know Kevin would love to have the demon one.
Yeah. Can
you pull them out? I want to show them to the camera.
Yeah, here's the.
I also really like the Skeleton King too.
Oh yeah, on the back. Yeah, that was
on the
one
back
I like. That's one on all the stickers. It's I don't know if you can see that from here.
I'll just bring it up to the camera.
Sure.
Check it out, everybody.
But yeah, so maybe one day that will also be a thing I do.
Look how
finely detailed. Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Graham. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you all.
Yep.